One of the most common questions I get on this channel about certain cold wallets is, why don't they make a Bitcoin only version? And my answer is almost always the same. Why should they? And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I think it's easy to get caught up in what some hardware wallet companies have been telling us for years, like how Bitcoin only wallets are safer. And because we've heard it so often, we don't question it, we don't really dig into why they make those claims or if they're even true. And when I say Bitcoin only, I'm not talking about the design of the wallet, because almost every company has some kind of Bitcoin themed wallet, whether it's the color scheme or logo. I'm talking about the actual firmware inside the wallet. Some hardware wallet companies offer two types of firmware: a multi-coin firmware, which supports different blockchain networks and cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin-only firmware, which strips away everything else and just focuses on Bitcoin. Then you have companies like Coldcard that only sell Bitcoin-only wallets, or Tangem, which only offers multi-coin wallets. But if you think about it, does one really provide better security over the other? And why should we even care? Well, the main reason I'm making this video is because a lot of people like using a wallet like Tangem, but because they don't offer a Bitcoin only version, they might settle for something less. They either leave their Bitcoin on a crypto exchange thinking it's more secure than putting it in a multi-coin cold storage wallet, or they end up with a Bitcoin only wallet that they don't actually enjoy using, that's oftentimes less user friendly because maybe they're air gapped or they just don't have all the same features that a multi-coin wallet has, which can be a huge pain, especially if you're a beginner. And this is unfortunate because getting a cold wallet that's less user friendly can actually become a liability because you're more likely to make a mistake that could result in you losing your crypto. So if we can get to the bottom of whether Bitcoin only wallets are that much more secure or not, I think a lot more people can start using the cold wallets they want to use over the cold wallets they think they have to use. But what really got me curious about this whole topic is a conversation I had with Ledger's Chief Experience Officer, Ian Rogers, who basically told me the reason Ledger doesn't have a Bitcoin only wallet is because it's purely a marketing move. Why would they waste resources on maintaining two firmware versions when it doesn't add any extra security? So when Ian mentioned that Bitcoin only wallets was mainly a marketing tactic, it piqued my curiosity and I had to dig deeper and do my own research to find out, are Bitcoin only wallets more secure than a multi-coin wallet? And this video is everything I've learned. So first, let's tackle the claim. The main argument from hardware wallet companies pushing Bitcoin only wallets and Bitcoin only firmware is that less code equals a smaller attack surface. And sure, on the surface, that makes sense. But let's break that down. What is an attack surface? It's the number of potential points in a system where someone could exploit a vulnerability. So yes, technically less code means fewer points where something could go wrong, but that doesn't mean Bitcoin only firmware is automatically more secure than a multi-coin firmware. At the end of the day, whether a wallet is Bitcoin only or multi-coin, the security of any wallet really comes down to the quality of the code and how well it's written. You could have a million lines of code that's bulletproof and then compare it to 1,000 lines of code that has a bunch of vulnerabilities. Which one do you think is going to be more secure? Obviously the code with millions of lines. And that's just to say that it's not the amount of code that a wallet has that makes it more secure, but rather how secure the code is. On top of that, any reputable wallet will also have security audits done by third-party firms to confirm there are no vulnerabilities or backdoors in the code. Some wallet companies, like Ledger for example, even have a bug bounty program that encourages professional hackers to constantly test the security of their products. As an incentive, if a hacker finds a vulnerability or backdoor, the company offers a reward. And depending on the severity of the vulnerability, the reward could be pretty hefty. For example, the popular software wallet brand MetaMask once awarded a team of white hat hackers $120,000 for reporting a serious flaw before it could be exploited. This is exactly why bug bounties are so important, because they help keep your wallet safe. And here's the thing, companies like Bitbox, Trezor, and Keystone that offer both Bitcoin only and multi-coin firmware don't change anything about the hardware. It's literally the exact same device whether you choose the Bitcoin only or multi-coin wallet. Both devices use the same secure element chip, the same microcontroller, the same screen, and these components are what help keep your crypto secure, not necessarily what firmware you're using, whether that's Bitcoin only or multi-coin. Even companies like Coldcard, which only sells Bitcoin only wallets, aren't necessarily offering anything different in terms of hardware. Their wallets still use a secure chip, and other features used by multi-coin devices, except with a Bitcoin-only firmware and Bitcoin-focused marketing. That said, it's important to consider how hackers usually hack hardware wallets because it's almost never through physical access. Physical attacks are much more rare because the hacker has to find out where you keep your hardware wallet, then they have to steal it, and then they have to try to hack it. Plus, any reputable wallet, Bitcoin only or not, has several security features to protect your device from physical hacks, such as a secure element chip and PIN protection. So the question isn't whether or not you're using Bitcoin only firmware to secure your Bitcoin, but rather how secure is a wallet you're using when you take everything into consideration: its hardware, its firmware, the company's reputation, and the team's dedication to maintaining a secure cold wallet device. That said, no cold wallet is immune to all types of hacks. According to data gathered by the FBI, around 90% of cyber crimes, including crypto hacks, are due to social engineering and phishing scams. And let's be honest, no cold wallet can fully protect you from these hacks, or scams rather, because it all happens at the user level. For example, if you give your seed phrase to a scammer because they tricked you into it, no firmware is going to protect you from that. Likewise, if you visit a untrustworthy website and sign a malicious transaction approval, then you're literally handing over access to your wallet. So using a Bitcoin only wallet isn't going to protect you from 90% of the scams, or really any scam that a multi-coin wallet can't also protect you from. So what's my takeaway from all this? Well, I think the push for Bitcoin only wallets from certain hardware wallet manufacturers is more of a marketing strategy towards Bitcoin maxis than it is a real security benefit. Companies like Coldcard or Blockstream appeal to Bitcoin maxis who want a product that aligns with their philosophy of only investing in one cryptocurrency. And that's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with using a Bitcoin only wallet to secure your Bitcoin, assuming that's what you want to do and you enjoy using the wallet. And I'm not trying to say that Bitcoin only wallets are not secure. They are, assuming the code is good and the hardware is up to par with other reputable cold wallets on the market. But it's important to realize that in terms of actual security, there's no real difference between Bitcoin only and multi-coin firmware. You should be more focused on more important things like how user-friendly the wallet is and industry standard security features like PIN protection, random seed generation, secure element chip, and firmware audits. So if there's a cold wallet that you like or you want to test it out, but it's not a Bitcoin only wallet and you only want to use it to store Bitcoin, I say go for it as long as it checks all the boxes, as long as it's secure, and as long as you follow the best security practices, meaning you aren't connecting your cold wallet to any websites and you aren't handing out your seed phrase. That said, if you're looking for the most secure cold wallet to keep your crypto safe, whether you store just Bitcoin or a variety of coins, I break down my 5 favorite cold wallets and why they stand out in this next video, so definitely check that out. I'll see you over there. God bless. Peace out.